Hey all, it's Natalie, and I am hoping my friend Jessica Michaels celebrate her 100 subbies on YouTube today. I am scrap lifting her. I'm using this layout you see over here on the right. She made this for not just for Boys Kit Club, which is where I met her, met being over the internet. But I was so inspired by the work that she did on this cut file, which is a cardstock cut. Hers says spring. And so I wanted to copy that beautiful ombre distress oxide look. So I made the word gnarly because my boys were playing in the ocean. And I used a similar type of scripty font. And so now I have picked out a few papers. One of them is from Vanilla Sunkissed collection from their summer collection last year. And I think the other two are from Citrus Twist Kits. But my problem is that they are not 12 by 12s. So her diagonal stripes go all the way across the page. So they were probably 12 by 12 pieces of paper. But mine aren't. And so I'm trying to figure out how to make them work and like cover up the gap with embellishments or the photos or the title. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, why am I making it harder than it needs to be? Why don't I just do the strips of paper, but like, cheers, divide them into sections and like that, let that be like another element of the page. So I take my strips and I cut them apart just in different intervals, no rhyme or reason as far as the length. And then I rough up the edges of all of those strips. And then I'm just going to lay them, like paper piece them across the page. And that way I will have some gaps and they will look intentional. And then I will be able to use as much or as little paper as I need across the layout. So this is for a 12 by 12 album that I am creating for our last year's fall break. We went on a cruise. And so this is the beautiful Caribbean Sea that we are swimming in, and it was so beautiful. And then my boys are always very accommodating, almost always very accommodating when I want them to take fun pictures. So I had them jumping up and splashing, and I love to get the beautiful water drops and everything. So they were accommodating. So in Jessica's layout, she has splatters across the bottom and top of each strip. So I pulled out a few of my liquid watercolors, and I wanted to incorporate the blue from the photos into the background because I didn't have any blue papers that I had chosen. So that's where the blue watercolors come in. So I do add in blue in the watercolors, and then I did an orangey pink and a pink and then a yellow. And I'm just kind of using that cutting board. It's from my Sizzix Big Shot, but I'm using it to kind of make sure that the splatters don't get on any part of the page that I don't really want them to be, along with a scratch piece of paper. And I don't have any gesso on this background paper because I'm only doing a small amount of splatter. And even though I almost spilled my wine cup like 5 times, I didn't. And so it was fine. So while that dries, I am going to work on the ombre effect, like the rainbow effect like she has here. I just loved it so much. And I think that in her blog post, she wrote that she only used 3 different distress oxides. So the colors definitely blended together. Mine don't really blend as far as like changing colors. Like they don't make a new color, but they blend beautifully as though they just like easily gradient into the next color, which I love. And so I'm helping that along by, after I add the orange on top of the pink, then I'm going back in and kind of blending those together with a little pink on top and then a little more orange on top. And I'll do the same with the green and the blue as well. And I love distress oxides because even the green and the orange, they didn't get muddy or anything when they touched. So that's really nice. And then, so I don't think Jessica has a video on this layout. I looked for it and I couldn't find one. So I read her blog post about it on the Not Just for Boys Kit Club blog. And that's where she kind of tells you how she created it. And so each time I'm cleaning up the ink, I'm using a dry paper towel to wipe that up so I can just bring my cut file back over and work on it without it getting wet or curling up. But I am going to wet it here. So I'm just adding plain water on top. So plain water reacts really nicely with the distress oxides. And now I'm just drying it off, and you can see it has a really lovely like distressed look or mottled look to it. So it lifts up some of the color, and I really like the way that that looks. And now for the final part that Jessica did that really inspired me was she used a white gel pen, and she just made little doodles across the top of lines and a few circles or dots. And so I'm just doing the same. I was a little disappointed in my Jelly Roll pen. It wasn't as juicy as I wanted it to be, so I did go back over it after the first time. I kind of just did 2 passes after it dried, and I, rounded up my circles a little bit and made them a little more precise and uniform in size. But look at it. I'm so excited with it. I love the way that it looks. It looks almost tie-dye-y, which is really perfect for these bright pictures. They were fall break, so they're not summer pictures, but they're beach pictures, Caribbean pictures, and they're bright and sunny, and I love them so much. And I love this technique, and I will definitely be using it again. So thank you so much for your inspiration, Jessica. She has a lot of amazing people hopping along with her today to celebrate her 1,000 subbies on YouTube. So she... that list is down below, so please hop along, see all the inspiration. I'm pretty sure probably most people have scrap lifted her, and her layouts are always so amazing, so definitely get inspiration from those. And you can go back and watch the videos that she created that made the original piece of inspiration, and so there's lots of great things to watch. So her photos were landscape, mine are portrait. So I'm just trying to figure out where to put the title. And it kind of blends in too much with the orange. So I want to stick it down a little further so it doesn't blend in with that orange paper. So I'm going to have to rearrange how my photos are a little bit, but I'm happy with that layout. So I'm going to stick them all down and then kind of just put a few die-cut ephemera pieces from the Sunkissed collection behind them. That's basically all I used. So it was some die-cut ephemeras and then also some stickers. So I will link down below. I'm not sure if there's any of this collection left in the Cherry on Top store, but their new summer collection that is from 2023 is very similar to this collection. And I think that if you have a lot of it left over like I do, it will coordinate with the new collection really well. And also it will help you not be sad if you missed out on the Sunkissed collection, because you can get the new one, and I'm not sure of the name, but I'll link it down below, and you can get it and make similar pages because they're very beautiful, bright colors, super fun, love them. Cocoa Vanilla Studio. I'll link down below with my affiliate link with all the goodies that I used on this page. And let me know if you have any questions as well. I love to respond to comments on my page. That is a sticker from the sticker sheet. So ow, sorry. I just punched my desk for some reason. I am using, I just stuck some twine through the top of that tag. I'm using some of my Big Mama foam tape roll from Spiegel Mom Scraps to add foam to the back of the title piece. And so it will pop up a little bit and have a little dimension when I add it down to the page, because it's just so beautiful. I really want it to be a good focal point in the page. Again, I am going to be using this technique a lot. It is so fun. I haven't really worked with blending my Distress Oxides very much, but now I have all those lovely Wafflecraft blending brushes, and they just make it really easy, and I don't have to clean them every time because they each correspond to their own color. So I love that. I'll link those down below as well if you're interested. Highly recommend getting a blending brush for every color of the rainbow. So I'm just adding in a bunch of embellishments. I'll throw Jessica's layout back up so you can see where she just kind of added a bunch of stars and different embellishments around her photos. So I'm kind of trying to do the same there. And we're about to call it a layout. So congrats to Jessica. Super happy for you. Super proud of you. I go watch her layouts all the time, watch her videos all the time. They are very inspirational. I love watching her work, and she always has the most creative ideas, just like this one that I love so much. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you don't already, I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe to my channel as well. And make sure to hop over and wish Jessica congratulations. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, y'all.